Hello, my friend Terry Petrovic here. I got a question for you. What happens to you and how do you react when you are traveling and your flight gets delayed? Uh, you, I'm sure, know about the storms that are going crazy and have gone crazy across the country this weekend. Well, I was in Dallas, Texas for a seminar, a conference, if you will, for a company that's in pre-launch right now. It's really exciting. And I was supposed to leave Saturday night, and I was flying on American. And my flight originally was set for 6:30 p.m. Well, that flight got canceled. They booked me on a 5 o'clock flight, which didn't make any sense at all. But I'm like, okay, if you can get me out. So they rebooked it and went to the airport, and that 5 o'clock flight got changed to 7 o'clock, and then it got changed to 8 o'clock, and then they changed gates from Terminal A to Terminal C, and everybody goes running over there, and then it got delayed two more times, and then Saturday night it got canceled. As you can imagine, there was chaos in the Dallas airport, just like there was in many airports across the country, and people were freaking out, but not all. Not all people were freaking out. I just pulled up a website to see how many flights got impacted this weekend. There's a website called FlightAware, so go to flightaware.com if you want to find out some of this information. But Saturday in Dallas, there was 347 flights canceled on Saturday. And on yesterday, there was only 60. But I have to tell you, if you look at the number of flights that were delayed across the country yesterday, it was over 18,373. Now, I'm saying all that to ask you this one important question. When the proverbial weather hits the fan, we'll just say that. When things are just falling all apart all around you, how do you experience that? How do you process that? I mean, this is called life. It's going to happen. We can't control, and protect ourselves from it never happening. It's going to happen. So the question is, how are you going to respond to it when it happens? And it's interesting. What I observed, and on Saturday, actually on Sunday, because I spent the night in a hotel, and I didn't take any clothes really because I was just going for an overnighter. I was wearing a shirt called Default Setting of Gratitude. And I got to tell you, the energy and the response that I got from pretty much most people was positive. I can't tell you how many people said, man, I love that shirt. It's a great shirt. But what I observed is people helping people helping people rebook flights on their phones, people having conversations, people holding places in lines. And yes, there were many, many, many people who were just angry with the gate attendants, which, oh, by the way, have no control on whether a flight arrives on time or not. Saturday night we were there, and I guess it was probably 9 p.m. and the pilots had maxed out on their time, meaning they couldn't book any more hours because that's what the FAA sets that rule in place. Why? Well, they do it to protect you and I so that we are not being flown around the country by exhausted pilots who can't function properly. So while that is a tremendous inconvenience to be, stuck in a city for an extra night, I would a whole lot rather be stuck in the city for an extra night than be on a plane that crashes and lose my life or a limb or something else. People don't think about things like that when Mother Nature happens, and it's going to happen. Now, this is going to happen to you in your relationships, personally, professionally. Sometimes people have a way of letting their ego get out of the way, and they make up all this stuff up. They tell themselves all these crazy stories without gathering the facts. And if it happens and is directed at you, the question really becomes, how are you going to respond to it? And I just want to invite you to take a deep breath, pause, and to not react to the situation, especially if there's a situation that you can't control. Now, if you have a hard time with that, I think that's okay. That's kind of normal. But what you can do is you can equip yourself with tools. Now, what tool would I recommend that you do? I'd recommend that you meditate. might sound like a little funky, but I got to tell you, when you meditate, you come from a different place. And the book that I recommend that you read is this one right here, Stress Less, perfect for this conversation, and Accomplish More by Emily Fletcher. It's Meditation for Extraordinary Performance. And she talks about people in the book who are, trying to go cross country on a train or whatever in a subway, and they lose their ticket and they don't have that pass. It's going to happen. I don't care whether you're driving a car or riding a train or flying in a plane. There's going to be things that happen. And what I want to invite you to do is to show up in a way that becomes a light, becomes a beacon, becomes a positive energy source for other people. And yeah, it's not fun. I mean, when I got home yesterday late, probably almost 10 o'clock, I was exhausted. I was exhausted this morning. I'm just now getting my win from, having to sleep in, a random hotel that I got, and having to deal with all the stress of rebooking flights. I woke up Sunday morning going to Chicago, and again, then I got a text saying that my flight got canceled in Chicago. It happens. It happens. We can't control it. So I just want to encourage you and invite you to stress less, accomplish more, be an example. Get the book. If you haven't read this book, I got it on Audible by Emily Fletcher, Stress Less and Accomplish More. It's a great book. And you can be that person who might, be able to help the person who is not as educated or aware of how showing up can impact your health, your energy, and your day, truth be told. So hopefully you got some value out of this, my friends. Let's stress less, accomplish more. If you want to be aware of what's going on flight-wise, go to flightaware.com. You can check out all the delayed flights whenever you want. And all those people are not happy, I can guarantee you that. But you know what? If we compare the challenge of, and the hassle of not being where we wanted to be when we wanted to be, as opposed to crashing in an airplane, my guess is that, a delay of a couple hours or even a day or an overnight stay is really not that big of a deal. Don't sweat the small stuff, somebody once said, and it's all small stuff. My name is Terry Petrovic. Remember this, my friend, you have a choice, make it a better than terrific day, prosperous one. You absolutely deserve it. Till next time, bye-bye for now.